Jesse Marsch got a lot wrong. Is Jesse Marsch getting it right now? Is Jesse Marsch prepared for the penalty kicks where he wasn't a few games back? We're going to find out. Watch Jesse Marsch on what he's doing on your TV screens right now. He's got a paper inside there. He's reading off paper. When you go to take penalty kicks with your team at the tournament, you, the coach, already know the damn shooters. You've been training for this. If you're turning up with a piece of frickin' paper, who's been training? You haven't been training. You're not prepared. You took this for granted. I see Guatemala organized. I see real organization with tenure in front of that team. With Guatemala, they're in this, and they deserve to be in this right now. And when the penalties start flying, I tell you, it's going to be interesting. And watch the face of everybody who takes the penalty. Just watch the face. Because as they're coming up to take their shot, I'm going to tell you who's going to miss. And you're going to tell me who's going to miss. And you're going to see people miss. I wonder who's going through. Who are you saying? Yes, Craig, straight to penalties. Voodoo Pork Chop, 30 minutes or straight to PKs. Yep, that's what it was, man. Craig Jensen, thank you. I agree with you 100%. I'm Paul St. Clair. St. Clair has given me nervous vibes. I would prefer Croupeau rather than St. Clair for pens. Absolutely. Remember the Dutch national team back at the World Cup, a few World Cups ago? They take the keepers out and they bring another keeper in just for the shot stopping, just for the penalties. I would agree with you. I think Maxime Croupeau is the goalkeeper coach. Is he going to make a change? No. And it doesn't hurt the goalkeeper who played the 90 minutes plus if you bring in another keeper for the penalties. They don't mind. They don't mind. You know why? Because he's got a game under his belt. All right? If you bring another keeper in for the penalties, that's fine. That doesn't sit badly with anybody. That's what I would have done. 100%. Maxime is the shot stopper. He's definitely the better of the two keepers. And when I saw that Dane was starting, quite happy to see that, but also a little surprised. A lot surprised. We're waiting for penalties right now. I'll tell you what, let's get into some of the stats quickly. 5 shots on target for Canada, 2 on target. 42% possession, 76% pass accuracy, no yellow cards. Yeah, there is a yellow card, and 1 red card. This site is wrong. Offsides 1 and corners 9 for Canada. Guatemala getting ready for the penalties. And remember, Tenya, the coach, he's going to be a national hero tomorrow for this result alone. Whatever happens in the PKs, he's not getting shot in the press. No. He's done a brilliant job. And anybody in CONCACAF, who plays the same way, they'll be laughing their asses right off. Because they'll say, 10 got it absolutely, really ridiculously on the money with everything he did. Now, looking at the stats with Guatemala, 11 shots to Canada's 5. 3 shots on target to Canada's 2. 58% possession to Canada's 42. 14 fouls to Canada's 10. 1 yellow card. Just 1 yellow card. I tell you, Kayla Herrera, the referee, was phenomenal. He did a great job. But I was surprised that not more of these were handed out. When you consider, you're telling me there was 2 yellow cards and 1 red card. That seems a little seesaw-y, lopsided. I don't know. Seems a bit weird. Seems very weird. Anyway, it is what it is. Corners, 4 corners to Canada's 9 and 3 offsides to Canada's 1. We're going straight into penalties right now, guys. And I tell you, overall, I think we're fortuitous to be in penalties. I'm happy we are, but it could have gone so wrong. So wrong. So wrong. And now the crowd is looking good. So these people coming into the Shell Energy Stadium in Houston, they've come in at the right time. Their game is coming fast. USA, Costa Rica. But they're now going to see a penalty shootout. So if you bought tickets to that game, you are living it up. You're living it up. You're living the dream. Penalty shot before it gets off the ground. Okay. David on the ball now. Not Jonathan, David. Promise, David. Taking the first shot. Navarro ushered to the line. Let's see where this goes, guys. It's do or die time. I love penalties. Is it the way to decide a game? Oh, yeah. I think it is. Who wants to play another half an hour of that? We wouldn't have made it. They would have scored on us. This is the only way we're going to advance. And it should have been so different, Jesse Marsch. Jesse Marsch. It should have been so different. Promise David on the ball now. That's the vision. That's the vision. That's the vision. Does he look focused? Does he look focused, or is he dragging his ass? You know, if he misses, I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, he's so confident. How about that? Now, he means it. Wow. Walking up there as if he just got out of bed, banging the back of the net. Give me that 9 times out of 9. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I don't need 10 out of 10 when you do that. Beautiful corner, though. Right in the corner. Nice in the corner. But he meant that, yeah? Look at him. Look at him. He meant that. Okay, 1 up. Advantage Canada. Yeah, Oscar. You're going to score, Oscar? Come on. Come on, little Oscar. You're going to score. Mi amigo, ¿cómo estás? Oscar Santis. Is he going to score? We'll find out. Referee ushering Dane St. Clair back to the line. I tell you, is it going in? Is it going in? Very much focused. That's the look of a winner, but a worried winner. It looks like it's going to go in, but there's a worried stop. Beautiful shot. No problem there. Stop the worrying, he says. In the goal. Bang. Dane St. Clair not far off. 1-1. Dane not far off. 1-1. Everything even? Keep it going. Oscar did look a little bit worried, but boom, in it goes. Watch this. Just. Now, if Dane goes full stretch, he's got that. But that right hand looked a little slow coming out to extension. Never the matter. That's going to give a goalkeeper more fire to get to the next one. But nice penalty. 1-1. Nothing done. Still in this. Jebuson's up next. Number 11. He's focused. He's got that look of worry on him. Not that look of fright. Not the look of inconfidence. Here we go. And it goes in. Very lucky. Very lucky. He can count his lucky stars there. Wow, 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 wow. The power of the shot takes it in. Tries to go level, but the keeper gets a chunk of it. Watch your replays. Watch the replay here. Goes down the middle, but keeper tries with a hand to stop it. Nearly gets something on it. Lucky, but it's in. Lady luck. Canada has been shown some lady luck. Let's take some lady luck because we need the luck. Luck is luck on our side. Samayo taking the next one. Samayo. Number 3. Tres. Samayo. Takes a shot. So, I tell you, so close. Dane St. Clair was very close again. He's going to get close to one, and he's going to get him really close to another. But Samayo takes it, puts it low. It's 2 apiece. Nothing gained, nothing lost. The nerves are now going to start sinking in. Dane St. Clair, back to the chat, Untold FL. St. Clair, why is he starting? Yep, I got to say it. I got to say it. It's an interesting call. Jesse Marsch again. And I would say, for the goalkeeping and the penalty shooting, Maxime Croupeau would have come in at the final. For the goalkeeping and the penalty shooting, Maxime Croupeau would have come in at the final minute of time. Because once the game's done, you can't bring no in. I would have Maxime Croupeau in net for this shootout. I've said it before. I've said it again many times. You guys have said it. We're saying it together. Here we go now. Cornelius. Number 13. What a lucky number, hey? Taking a free. He's got it free. Here we go. Going to wrap his left foot boot round it. Boom! In you go. Lovely, lovely, Cornelius. Nice, nice, nice. Look at the killer. Look of a killer. Yes. Nice one. Nice one. 3-2. All to play for. Lovely penalty. Cornelius was great on that one. For a defender, pretty damn good. Do that again. Herrera now, number 7, stepping up. This man's had a fantastic game for Guatemala all night long. Great defending, great poise, great professional. Knows what to do, knows where to be. And he probably knows how to slam this in the back of the net. But Dane St. Clair's going to try and get close. I tell you now, Voodoo Pork Chop, he had that. Yeah, he totally had that. I'm saying the same thing. Is he going to get this one? Voodoo Pork Chop, up to you. Is he going to get this one? Taking on Herrera. But yeah, he so nearly had that. The body language, but he did it easy. Yeah, I didn't like the body language easy. 100%. 100%. Here we go now. 3-3. Herrera, number 7, taking on Dane St. Clair. Uno, dos, tres. Boom. He goes in the top corner. It's 3-3. Beautiful. Nothing between them. Nothing between them. 3-3. Herrera salutes the crowd. And now, if you look in that crowd, you're going to see all kinds of shirts. America, Barcelona. I've seen a few Wrexham shirts. Yes, Wrexham shirts. I've seen all kinds of shirts in this crowd right now. But Herrera was poised. He picked his spot, never changed his mind. Absolutely fluent with that ball kick into the top net. 3/4 spot, usually there is a miss. Yeah. 3-4. 3-4. It's coming, isn't it? You can feel someone messing up. The worst one is 5. Chaunier now. Chaunier now needs to make up for a lot now. Down the middle. He wasn't sure. Down the middle. Mr. Safety. Not a bad call in the situation. Everybody's going wide. Keepers getting used to going to the corner. That gives them something to think about by staying in the middle. Not a bad penalty by Chaunier at all. Not a bad penalty at all. Now you've got a little bit of a worry now. Lom, who was subbed in, walking forward, striker, should be able to thrash this in the back of the net, no problem. But there's a little bit of a worrisome look. He'd like to take a run up. He's taking a short step up here. Look out for what's happening next. Here he goes. He's focused. He played himself. Oh, my life. Dane St. Clair. Dane St. Clair played himself out of that shot. Flat-footed. Well done for Lom for being so brave and so cheeky to do that, because that takes a lot of balls to play that Penenka penalty shot at this stage of the penalty shootout. And as you just saw, Voodoo Pork Chop says 3 or 4 penalty. The marker, 3rd or 4th penalty. That's where they normally miss. Look at this. Dane St. Clair's feet let go. 3 or 4 penalty. The marker, 3rd or 4th penalty. That's where they normally miss. Look at this. Dane St. Clair's feet let go. If he doesn't slip, he'll get that. Watch his feet. Watch his feet. Watch his feet. Gives away. If his feet didn't give away, he saves that. That's how close Canada were to taking a 1 penalty advantage. Lom, big balls on that, my son. Big balls. Yeah, absolutely, Voodoo Chop. Balls. That is balls, man. Absolutely. Larin, even the Canadian fans have got their hands in their mouths. Let's see what happens. Kyle. What else did we expect? Jeez, man. Why would you put him in? Hold up. VAR. Whoop. Off. I'm giving the penalty. I'm giving the keeper the keeper's fine by me. I think the keeper's fine. Oh, no. Maybe he's not. They got to look close on that one. Got to look close. If we get luck on the draw on this one, I'll be very surprised. But again, honestly, why would you put Larin into a penalty spot? I mean, come on. Yeah, Gita Dunn, absolutely, yes. Absolutely. Ha. Yeah, absolutely. Why would you? Untold FL. Yeah, I'm laughing too in a way. It's like, geez, man, here we go. Oh, there is a God in this world. Soccer has a God on the field. Beautiful penalty. Gotta laugh my ass off all night long at that. We have been given such a frickin' lifeline. Oh, my God. Do we even deserve it? How many more things are we going to mess up tonight and get through? I tell you, now I'm laughing. I'm really laughing. Untold FL, I am laughing now. Gita Dunn, I'm laughing too. I'd like to say get her done. But Portugalish here in 1998, Cavan given a lifeline with the missed penalties by Guatemala. Man, you right quick, but brother, we're on the same page with about 1 billion Canadians going, what the hell's going on next? Let's start to look professional, shall we? Saliba the man. Young, fit, energetic, passion, focused. Let's go. Boom, in you go. That's how you do it. No messing around. Saliba, brilliant. He's been one of the best things out of the Gold Cup for Canada this whole tournament. He stood up. Everything he's done, he's not been mediocre. He's been on top draw level. And I tell you what, this guy deserves a spot, a starting spot, moving forward, because he's unrooting and exposing some of the old deadwood we've still got in this team. Larin for one of them. Why would you put him in there? Here we go. Lom now. I tell you. Win, move on. Miss, you're out. Hey, I tell you, that's a lovely shot there. Lovely shot. Done. Beautiful. Beautiful shot. Not power. He placed it. I always say, when you take a penalty shot, you got two choices. You can pass it into the net or you can slam it. 9 times out of 10, the guys that try slamming it put too much on it and it doesn't go where they want to go. Passing it firmly like that penalty from Altan there was absolutely precision. Precision. We're in a game, guys. Next one wins. It's like the playground. Next one wins. And there you go. There you go. There you go. What did I say in the pregame about Fudgerollis? Who not to give a penalty to? Who not to give a penalty to? I said it in this game as well. I said it in this game as well. Do not give this guy a penalty ever again. Go back and watch the replay of this. Do not give this guy a penalty again. You're the coach. Guys that slam it don't normally get it on target. It goes off a bit, yeah? That's total slam. He's up in the air, jumping in the air, slamming the ball through his foot. There's not a foot on the ground to control any energy, any kinetic energy on that shot whatsoever. Why did you do that? And you're the coach, Jesse Marsch. There you go. We're out. Done and dusted. Done and dusted. Portugal 99, straight inexperience from the defender taking the pen. Absolutely. Absolutely. He's had 2 penalties for Canada, and he's messed up 2 out of 2. He's a defender who played a great defending game, but defenders are not forwards. They're not skilled brains. They're destruction brains. They kill moves. They don't make moves. We should have been moving on to a semi-final here today, and through the coaching, we're not. It's that simple. That's simple. Hand it to Guatemala. They deserve it. They deserve it. Typical CONCACAF performance. Tenya, the coach, he can't believe his lucky stars. But tomorrow morning, they're going to be writing about him as a national hero. Look for him to get the key of Guatemala City. It's going to be unbelievable what they think about this guy tomorrow. They're in the semi-finals. Canada's packed up going home. Lackluster performance. They didn't get it together for this game. The substitutions were lousy and came in late. And I can't say that I've watched a game today that I've enjoyed with Canada at all. In fact, as the competition wore on, we've been literally dished out worst entertainment as the games came through. You start from a 6-0, you go for a couple of draws, then you get the loss here on penalties. Nothing memorable. But what is memorable is how each game was man-managed horrifically by Jesse Marsch. Was it because he started up in the bench, up in the stands? I don't think that means a thing. The team is the team, the taxes, the taxes. You're still in touch. But the killer here is tactics and coaching. Like I said in the last game, don't kill the players, expose what they do, but don't kill the players. Moving forward, I think this is probably a good kick up the arse. A couple of shows ago, you all said a kick up the arse was what we needed, and that was the Curacao game. Now, this is another kick up the arse. And the players brought this game today. They're an image of the coach they serve, Jesse Marsch. Where was the evidential training that you could really purvey or see in that penalty shootout? Think carefully about the penalty shootout and how we had the ball go at the goalkeeper. Guatemala looked prepared. They looked like they trained for it. And again, I'm not blaming one particular player. It wasn't just the penalties that ruined this day. It was the whole game. And it started with the yellow-red Jake Schaffelberg just at the end of the first half, and then it went all the way downhill since then. You saw it. I saw it. It was a CONCACAF nasty night like we've seen too many times, and that's what we got here. Mentally, physically, emotionally. Physically and emotion was the question earlier on in. Physical and emotion was the question early on in, which was the worst. And I said it was the emotional that was going wrong tonight. That's what just proved it. What proved it? It doesn't diminish the fact that we're still a top nation, but we did not do ourselves any justice at this match whatsoever. And now, what I had said at the beginning of the second half when we went through the halftime wrap was, is this going to be another Panama Honduras with penalty kicks? And look what happened. It's exactly the way it finished. Again, give Guatemala big hand up. Big hand up. Going into the chat, guys. Portugalis 1998. Straight inexperience from the defense taking the penalty. Untold FL. Don't blame the kid. Blame Kyle Larin and Jesse Marsch. Absolutely. You both guys are right. You both guys are right. I do blame Jesse Marsch, absolutely. Kyle Larin, honestly, I always call him blunt force trauma. Penalties are not about blunt force trauma. It's about excellence and execution in a small room. You saw the blunt force trauma kid, Kyle Larin, not get the best out of that situation. For Girelis, he'll learn from it. But that's 2 penalties now, Mr. Marsch, that he's absolutely blown out of the park, per se, where it's a simple execution in small places. You don't need to blow the net off to get it in the net. Firm, low, hard, inside the post. That's all you got to be. But again, you both are right. Portugalis here, 1998, and Voodoo Pork Chop, you're both right. Furthermore, to blast that into the top bar in the center of the net is embarrassing. It really is the worst penalty kick I've ever seen a Canadian national player take. He's literally jumping off the air to get maximum propulsion on that right peg of his. You've got to have a foot on the ground. No professional, unless you're the likes of your Messi, your Ronaldos of the world, yeah? Them kind of gifted players can do anything with the ball. He's not that good. He should have learned from the first major penalty that he loused up in the Canadian Shield. Obviously, he didn't learn. Obviously, he grinned his ass off the first time he blew the penalty, remember? And that pissed me off. You miss a penalty and you're laughing? No, might be a mental, might be an emotional reaction like, and it looks like a smile. I don't want to see no emotion. You miss a penalty, get your face down, be in shame, and think of the next one and bury the next one. He obviously didn't think long enough about the first penalty he pissed up, and he wasn't thinking about it with this one because obviously he would have scored. Belting it off the crossbar, embarrassing, but it's a kid mistake. And I'm not saying he's a kid. You expect kid players to do that. This is international football where your touch is supposed to be prime, where you're literally trained for a decade plus before you get to this stage, so you know exactly what to do at every juncture of the game. I would not have given him that penalty. Not at all. Not at all. Again, go back to Jesse Marsch. He's the man running this squad. If anything goes a little bit sideways, you got to go there. Don't kill the players. They need direction. They got no direction tonight. There's 3 games back to back to back. They haven't been having the right direction. The leadership wasn't there. Don't blame Jesse Marsch because he was upstairs on the bench. He can get the message down. You can run a team from sitting in the stands just like you can on the side of the field. Sometimes coaches sit upstairs to see a better view of the game. Anywho, just saying. Just saying. Back into the chat. Vancouver. That is quite the handle. Vancouver. Woo. Whoever that kid is, I don't want to see him represent Canada again. Now, I'm saying this, I'm assuming that Vancouver, whoever that kid is, or Vancouver, the handle, you're a soccer fan, but you're a Canadian soccer fan, like many great soccer fans in Canada. They don't know all the names per se, but they've watched the team and they support their nation and they're a sports fan, a Canadian sports fan. I put you into that mold. If I'm wrong, if you're a literal ultra mad soccer fan, let me know. But you're giving a great angle. Whoever that kid is, I don't want to see him represent Canada ever again. That's what happens when you go out of tournaments. It really pisses people off. You're supposed to be better than that. So that kind of comment That needs to be in the press. That needs to be heavy focused right across the country, that when we get to this stage, we can't be blowing things like that. You work too damn hard to get there. And Forgerolis, he's blown 2 penalties. I'm not coming down on just him, but where it sits, wear that cap. Philip Cantelon, big up to you. I can't believe what I've watched since the Curacao game. Hey, absolutely rocking it. You say in a few words what I've been saying for quite some time. I'm going to take Philip Cantelon's statement here and use it for me right now. Everybody, can't believe what I've watched since the Curacao game. Yeah, I know. Isn't that the truth? We've literally turned into a boxer with a glass jaw in 3 games, where before coming in, you could have punched us with a pickaxe and we'd have still been coming back for more. Unbelievable. What a shame. Yes, Philip's right. What a shame. Also, embarrassing. Yep, I agree with you as well, my friend. SSB 28 says, check this. Pens are usually practiced in training and done at the end of the training. If you got 1st or 5th, you are likely the better taker. 6 is a tricky one. I love that. And that comes SSB 28. You must have played the game. You must have played the game. You must have, because talking like that, you've got that nuance right down. Absolutely. I'm going to say that again. Penalties are usually practiced in training and done at the end of training. Every club I played with, there was penalty training, and it was the competition. And the competition was a bit of a good buzzfield, because whoever in the team was like in that top 5, because that's what it was. You get 5 penalty takers, you train for your best 5 in the squad. That's what we did. Every team, every club ever. And if you're part of that top 5, it's like you've got a little bit of you're considered to be one of the gifted players in the team if you're going to be a penalty taker. And that's what it needs to be. Look at some of the massive South American teams. When they take penalties, it's like they're making love to the net in a way with the ball. They know where it's going to go. They know the angle. They know the tap. They know exactly how much pressure to release onto the ball. They know where the keeper's going to get not to. They just know, and they train. But when they do it, it looks absolutely beautifully like it's done every second of their existence, like they don't have to try for it. And when they come up for a penalty, they're not coming up looking nervous. They're not coming up giggling. They're coming up relaxed, focused, relaxed, focused. It's not a big thing. It's just a penalty. We do this in training every day, especially at the end of training, like SSB 28 points out. So it's nothing. We turned up today, again, for penalties, and we weren't prepared. And we didn't really look like we know how to get it done. And there's a few teams back in history that have had problems with penalties. I hope we're not going to turn into one of those. And I hope come the next World Cup, which is coming fast, I really hope that we don't get there and have a match that finishes with penalty kicks and we look that bad again. Only training will get that fixed. And as SSB 28 points out, we always do it in training, and we always finish the training session with 1 or 2 things: a penalty shootout or a 5-a-side match, and you build up to whoever, you get 4 teams basically and a 5-a-side in your squad with a sub. And whichever team wins it, everybody else buys lunch. It's that simple. But you build it into your everyday. Back into the chat. Vancouver. I'm so mad after this. What is the point in cheering for this team in the World Cup? The new wave of stars has worked hard to bring relevancy for Canadian soccer, and it's getting ruined just as quick. That's a great point, but I tell you what, it's not too late to turn it around and get it back to where it was. We need games. These games were perfectly timed for us to keep the level as is. There's games coming in the rest of the year, September 9th, especially against Wales in Swansea. I'm going to be on that one. But Jesse Marsch, ask him one question, if you could. Would you like to go back before the Canadian Shield and do things differently? And I think he'd have a lot of things to say. But I don't think he's the greatest coach ever. I don't think he's done us any favors in this competition at all. And normally after a big competition, if this were the World Cup right now and we went out like that, a normal response from their national board would be to look very carefully at his numbers through the tournament and be looking to make one or two decisions. Do you go with the guy to the World Cup or do you go with someone else? Because right now, watching what I see, I like Jesse Marsch as a person, but what he's brought and what he's done to this team, no. I think you can say the recruitment and bringing players in, fine, kudos, give him some praise for that. And some of the guys that he's brought in with the bringing them in, like Saliba, etc., they've done great. But it's what they do on the field. And this high press and expending energy every second, I don't think it's working for us anymore. I think you watch what Guatemala did today. Did they run around like headless chickens? No. Did they run around at massive pace to get things done? Rarely. Did the ball do the work? Yes. Were they in position all the time? Yes. Did they look like they were the team that was going to win this game in the second half? Not just because of one-man advantage. Yes. They played the game. They managed the game. They used the referee perfectly well, but they absolutely managed and choreographed this game to success. They would have been very glad to have gone through with penalties before. Whilst they went a goal down, then we went a man down. You know what was coming. We talked it all through the second half. Exactly what happened in the second half is what we talked at halftime. Why we didn't change the back four, middle four, and the top to one. We should have come in the second half as a 4-4-1, shake down to a 4-3-2 when we got the ball. Don't bother going forward like idiots and make the ball do the work. And don't just pump it down the field. We did none of that. None of that. Jesse Marsch sat on the sidelines and literally let the players go. He let the players decide what was happening. He didn't guide them. He didn't make any massive changes. The substitutions didn't work. And when they bring him in too late, what good is that? You can't just bring players in because you're panicking about penalties. What good is that? Again, I'm going to say, a year out from the World Cup, this has got to send one or two messages to every Canada fan and the national board as well. You've seen the last three horrific games at a competition where we should be marching forward to a semi-final. 30th in the world. We look like 106 today, and Guatemala looked like 30 today. It was a complete reversal of what should have been happening. But you got to ask yourself one question. Do you go with Jesse Marsch to the World Cup, or do we make a change and get someone else in? It's not too late to think about that, and it is correct to think about that, because when the World Cup gets here, we'll look even worse. I'm telling you now. I've watched this nation for 30-odd years. Love watching this nation for 30-odd years. It's been 30-odd years of that crap with 4 years of great stuff. Do we want to go back to that crap that we just saw? He looks like a coach that doesn't know CONCACAF. And he's been in this area for most of his life. If you don't know CONCACAF, you're going to get lost. And we need a leader. We need a leader. We don't just need a coach. We need a leader to make the right decisions tactically at the right time. When you see Schaff getting in hot water and it's getting physical and he gets one of these, and it's rare for Schaffelberg to get a yellow card, you got to be thinking that if I don't take situation under my control as a coach, this one's coming to Jacob, and he's off the field. Exactly what happened. He didn't change the formation at half-time. Didn't change anything. And again, bringing people in so late, I've told you a million times, we've all talked about this over and over. Late substitutions from 75 minutes on do nothing for you. You're going nowhere. And for a team that was so damn good starting this tournament off, we've come down a massive amounts. The level is not even there. Where's this going to finish? We've got to wait for the next batch of games. We had 2 more games lined up with the right performance today. And like many of you said, you were surprised when you saw Dwayne St. Clair in net, not Maxime Coupeau, etc., etc. A few other conversation pieces were added about people in the lineup during the pregame. This lineup was not what we should have seen. The way we played the game was very, very naive. We got stuck into a battle of emotion where the coach, leader, would have given out orders. Guys, remember, we're playing Guatemala. It's just like Honduras, it's just like Costa Rica. Could be any of the guys from Central America. but they're going to get in your heads. You can't lose your cool. You got to stay calm. Let them hit you. Don't hit them. Let the referee do the job. Even a CONCACAF referee will do his job right if you keep your mind clean. Again, it starts from the referee. Again, it starts from the referee. How you play the referee is how you're set up from your coach. Jesse Marsch absolutely loves the press game, which brings the emotion, which brings the anger, brings the physical. And before you know it, when you've got a team that's going to meet you and wants you to come on and play physical, you're in deep water. Because Canada, apparently, we've seen this all too often, guys. We're not able to stay out of the emotional stuff. I love Chippy Ricky, but Chippy Ricky contains his zone. You see how the referee was jumping in before Chippy? Because Chippy's absolutely owning that zone. And there's no come on and be a jackass with me in my zone with Ricky, because Chippy is Chippy and he chips you away. And the referee's in there helping him, not going against him. And Chippy Ricky knows how it's played in CONCACAF. There's so many guys that have come into the national team over the decades that play in CONCACAF that don't understand what CONCACAF is all about. And I hope and pray one day with the Canadian national soccer team, the setup, and I said this years ago, you need a game management coach. Not just the coach for the tactics, but you need a psychologist with the team to teach them how to manufacture themselves into each and every different variant CONCACAF game they can be thrown at them. I could coach the team on that angle. There's people out there that do it for a living. But this team, to me, needs physically taken to school. It needs to be learning how to defend weak brains over strong brains and not getting sucked into it. And we saw too many people getting sucked in to battles that they're never going to win, because Chippy Ricky is a one-off. If you can't play like Chippy Ricky, don't get into the one-on-ones with a Latin American player, because you'll have a group of players around you like you saw in this game, and you're going to lose. And we did. And that comes from the coach all the way. Back into the chat. Jeffrey Perry's laughing. I'm loving it, buddy. And I know why. There's that Vancouver angle. Vancouver. And where is Max Croupeau? Who is Dane fella? Dane Sinclair is the backup keeper, and Maxime Croupeau is obviously our starting keeper. Hey, blame the coach, man. It's down to the coach. What happens there? Couldn't stop on penalty. Absolutely. And we were all calling for Maxime to get in off the bench before the last second of the game, so he would be the shutout king. No, didn't happen. Jesse didn't see that either. SSB 28. International football teams don't press and run as much due to players not playing with each other as much as the club game. International game is mostly getting the best out of player and tactics. 100%. 100%. Absolutely. On the money. The other thing that I'll add to that, I'll only add one thing, SSB, is that international players normally show a lot more respect to each other and not so vicious in the scything tackles or trying to break people's legs. That's the only thing I can add. Cybert Phillips, hello to you, my friend. Why did that guy take the penalty? He missed one in the game versus Ivory Coast. Absolutely. For Girelis. And when he missed that one in the Ivory Coast game, he was smiling, remember? Laughing. That really got me pissed off. You smile after that, you'll never take a penalty for the rest of your life if I'm the coach. But yeah, agree with you. Cybert Phillips, why did that guy take the penalty? Reiterated, he missed one in the game versus Ivory Coast. 100%, brother. SSB 28, not a philosophy manager. Yeah, he's not. He's absolutely not a philosophy manager. Canada, make Canada great again. There's a name for it. That's a handle. Make Canada great again. Beautiful. St. Clair is a sieve. A literal sieve. I hope this experiment is over. That's brutally hard. How does he not save the first two penalties after guessing the right way? Yeah, I mean, it was close, wasn't it? Yeah, especially that second one that went right under here. I mean, I was like, oh, I thought he had it. But yeah, but again, we learn who's the better of the two keepers. Is it Dane St. Clair or is it Maxime Croupeau? I say Maxime Croupeau all day long. Shot stopping. Dane's got the edge on the height with the cross claiming or blocking across up high, for sure. But down low, Maxime's my man, and many people's as well. Love the handle. Make Canada great again. It is. Canada is great, mate. How does he not save the 2 first penalties? Yeah. Cybert Phillips again. Why does he always play Dane St. Clair? I don't know. Has Maxime got a small little tear? Is somebody not feeling up to it? Somebody feeling bad today? Somebody feeling a bit sick? A lot of permutations why, but we were always thinking, literally, Maxime was going to be the guy. Just a sig. So in culmination for the Gold Cup, and the thing is, what's really sad is like what you don't know is I had another 2 shows lined up for the Canadian national team through the Gold Cup. I was having a live show come for the final with 5 other hosts from Canada. That just got blown out of the water. I was going to have 5 other hosts for the final for Canada, whoever it was going to be, possibly Mexico. Now I'm going to have to play it differently now. Can't ride the Canadian train all the way. But just so as you know, that was coming too, yeah? Pretty gutted about that. Philip Cantelon says, Jesse Marsch should be held accountable, and I think you are correct. We need to fix the team starting from the top. It's just the way I see it, Philip. Absolutely, and if you're paid and you're contracted to do the job and you're not doing the job, and it's a results-based business, and we've had 3 horrific results back-to-back, I think there's reason there to speculate, does he stay or does he go? I got a World Cup coming. I'm going to be part of that World Cup. I will be at that World Cup. And for Canada's sake, seriously, you've seen a lot of soccer with this nation. So have I. There comes a time where my gut is asking that question. Does he stay? Does he go? I'll tell you why. Here's a little trinket. I was a member of the local organizing committee for the World Cup in Canada. There's a lot that I know that it takes to put a World Cup together. One of the things I'll let you know is the blank check. The blank check that you got to give to FIFA. The city I was representing for that part was Edmonton up north. FIFA wanted a blank check from the city of Edmonton, which I advised them, just go along with it. If you make any trouble, you're going to lose games. We said to FIFA, here's a blank check. Give us what you can. When you give a blank check to FIFA, you're going to get way more money back. It's coming into your economy. You're making big money. Not this guy. The country, the city. They're making money back. The sales, concessions, shirt sales, TV, everything. Advertising. It's massive. You give $1 billion to FIFA, you're getting more back. Now, the point about that is this. The Canadian Soccer Association are the ones that are going to be getting a lot of lolly, a lot of dinero, lots of money. From that World Cup coming next year. Think about one thing. It's not a year away. You got a lucrative contract tied up already with FIFA. Seats have been sold in Vancouver and in Toronto already, getting ready for those games. It's going to be expensive, but expect it. So to culminate with the point with Jesse Marsch and the money and the World Cup coming, do you want to have him as your coach? That's the only question. Do you want Jesse Marsch as your coach at a World Cup looking like that? That's the question. Yes or no? Dead simple. Dead simple. Dead simple. Yes or no? And I'll explain to you why. Dead simple. The money we make off a World Cup coming through, we can really assess how much money's coming back in, yeah? CSA is going to get their fair share of that big, huge apple pie of dough. Big, huge apple pie of dough. Assess from that money that you're going to take in that you can let some go ahead of time because you got more coming back. Go get a coach. Go get a big coach. Go get a really big coach. A coach that is seasoned in competition, seasoned in qualification, but seasoned how to run a match from 1 second in to 90 minutes plus 7, not ending up on a penalty shootout where Guatemala also having a guy sent off, because a real coach will come in with discipline and ideas and tactics that work. But above all, he'll have a track record of experience and trophies that he's put in his own cabinet and medals to prove it too, like the one behind me. Go and get a coach is what I would advise to the CSA right now. This can get better, but it can also get worse. You bring a big coach into the Canadian national team, it is the right time. Jesse Marsch, he's a coach. You can get bigger. Bringing in a bigger coach buys you favors on the halfway line. You don't need to be Jesse Marsch screaming your face off at the referee or going berserk for everything that doesn't matter, because all you're doing is supercharging your team to enact ill discipline all throughout. That's growing in this team. We played far better football, far better soccer a year ago, 2 years ago, with a discipline and a togetherness and a silkiness that made games like this impossible to get off the ground. We were winning beautifully. The level was set. All you had to do was continue that and continue that high till the next World Cup. Right now, I'd say we got a problem to fix, a real problem to fix. So, from the projected sales and money come from the World Cup, finances should not be a worry for the CSA. Don't let them tell you it is, because it's not. Go get a coach. Go get a coach. There's no bigger warning bell sounding off right now than Canada needs to get another coach. We've had 3 games with this guy recently. He's got to go. The Canadian Shield didn't go great either, although we won it. He's got to go. That's my best advice for Canada right now. I've been watching this team for 30-odd years. Love what I see. But once you get to this level, it can't go downhill now. It has to be protected. It has to be protected right now. And it starts at the top. And he's got to go. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't mind. That's my opinion. But you got to have an opinion too. But if you don't fix this now, it ain't going to fix itself. And like I say, money makes things happen. Lots of money off the new World Cup coming in. We're a host. We're going to pick up lots of dosh. Get another coach. God's sakes, get another coach. It's got to happen. Into the chat. I'm a little bit pumped for this one. Philip Cantillon says, Jesse Marsch should be held accountable, and I think you are correct. We need to fix the team starting from the top. Make Canada great again, says St. Clair as a sieve. You heard that? Cybert Phillips, why does he always play Dane St. Clair? I got to shake my head, mate. I like Dane. Maxime's another kettle of fish, man. Philip also says, just like the high five to Jacob Schutterberg pissed me off as well. Absolutely. Yeah. What I'm in glory for messing up at the biggest level. That really got my ass. I tell you now. Say it how it is, not what you want to hear. Tell people the truth, not bullshit. That's absolutely the truth, not bullshit. Absolutely the truth. And I said after the first one, he'd never get another penalty, and he gets another one. Embarrassing. Philip, it's absolutely on the money. Claude says embarrassing. Mark Simmons, big up to you, Mark. Big up to you, Claude. KMAC Football channel, live now, guys. Okay, I couldn't make out what that was. It's a bit too quick. Couldn't get there, sorry. But anyway, that is that. And I mean, I'm going to go one more time to the chat once we get back off this. But boy, oh boy, I tell you, that wasn't the best game ever. No, that wasn't the best game ever. I'm going to go looking for something for you guys because I want to bring something to you. There we go. I'm going to show you, or I'm going to go through what's coming next. Okay, the next game we've got is September the 5th on the road at Romania. Yeah, that's in Bucharest, Romania, September 5th. The game I've been talking a while back, talking a real lot about a while back, was September 9th, Wales versus Canada. Then after that, October, we've got 2 games too. One still to be determined, and that's October 10th. Canada plays in Montreal, Quebec, and that is a game still to be determined. And then October 14th, which is my birthday. Hey, that's lovely. And I couldn't think of a better team to play after Wales, but I couldn't think of a better place to be. But it's going to be in Harrison, United States, and Canada on my birthday. Woohoo! I'm going to be playing Colombia. Beautiful. So we've got things to look forward to. Don't be down. Them 4 games coming through are games Canada needs to take serious. If Jesse Marsch is still in the seat, then the CSA do not have the balls to oust him or don't want to pay him to go. And like I said, with the finances still to come, Canada's got money in the bank to go and get another coach. I would advise them to do that right now. Every second counts. And you'll say, oh, Steve, you can't change the coach right now. It's not the right time. I'd just like to remind you. Johnny Herdman came and went. Jesse Marsch came in, and it was seamless thereafter. It'll be better than seamless if you remove him now. And this is the time. June 29th marks an alarm bell. Guatemala 1-1 going out on penalties. That's the alarm bell. It's June. You got the best part of just under a year to bring in a national coach to get it done. Totally enough time. More games in the new year as friendlies as we get ready for the World Cup. Yeah. So bring in a new coach. That's what I'm saying, because I think it's necessary. And I don't normally look for coaches to go. But bring in a new coach, get it done, let him set up, but bring in a coach that is world-renowned and world-respected. And right now is a brilliant time to pick up a coach. In the summer, the cradle between the start and the finishes of seasons, that's when you hunt a coach. Canada Soccer, get out there, get a coach. This guy has taken us as far as he can. And it is obvious. 1-1 Curacao. Yeah. Only 2-0 against El Salvador. Yeah. He's taken us as far as we can. 0-0 Ivory Coast. 4-2 against Ukraine. That's a good number. But you're 4-0 up with 2 minutes left. Not a great result. 4-0, yeah. 4-2, no. Pin the coach. Get another coach. That's exactly what I'm saying. But coming up, like I say, the next 4 games, September 5th, Romania away in Bucharest. September 9th, Wales away, Swansea in Wales. October 10th, Canada, match opponent still to be determined, and that's in Montreal, Quebec. I love it going to Montreal. It's lovely for Quebec to get a game. And then Montreal will literally probably not see another game for quite some time. And then October 14th, my birthday, loving it, Colombia. I love watching Colombia play. Oh, that's going to be a brilliant game. And that's in Harrison, USA. So that's the future. That's what's coming. You've had the stats. You know we're out. And looking at the game still to come, well, Guatemala is now watching TV as well as Guatemala fans. And bless them, bless them, bless them. They were organized. They did perform the perfect job from their angle. Their tactics worked perfectly. And we are left watching, looking in through the shop window, watching all the action going on where we should be. I hope that sticks with a few of the younger players, because they should be going into a semi-final. Disappointment will serve to make this team stronger. Adversity really can make this go away. But this is adversity, big time. Your quarterfinals have shifted down. Honduras, Mexico, your first semi. And like I say, Guatemala is waiting for USA, Costa Rica, to finally get it done. This should have gone a different way, guys. It really should have done. It shouldn't have been this way. In a nutshell, we are done, but you could see it coming. It was a slow death to a great thing that started with Honduras 6-0. And we thought, holy moly, where's this going to end? Well, we found out where it ended. Don't be down. Watch what happens next and see if there are any changes at the national top end. Because believe you me, I really think we need to look for a coach. For the rest of the Gold Cup, I will be doing a Gold Cup live final, and I'm probably looking to do a semi-final. But the biggest disappointment off the back of this is those 5 Canadian podcasters coming in for the semi and the finals isn't going to happen, because Canada is not there. And I am gutted about that, but it shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have happened. Into the chat again. Sorry, into the email, sorry. And that's fifascup@gmail.com. If you ever want to get an email off to me, FIFA, S Cup. FIFA S Cup. FIFA S Cup. FIFA's Cup at gmail.com. Easy. Get me there anytime. Just reading one there. Mike is in Malaysia, Canadian. I'm a Canuck. Sick as. Can't believe what I saw. I agree. Coach is bum. Too many running around, doing nothing. Penalties, embarrassing. Well, point form, I think he's got it right. I really do. I really do. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. Gutted, disappointed, a little pissed off. But I'll get over it, and you will too. And like I say, the only way for Canada to get to the next level is to get another coach. And I'll say this. As a player, when you're led, you feel led, and you can focus on the game. Team Canada today, no matter who was on the field, didn't have a coach on the sideline leading them. They had tactics, but they had no leadership. We need a coach that's going to lead. We also need that coach to be world-class, world-renowned, big money. Because when he stands on the side of the field, the linesman, the fourth official, the referee won't give him any BS. They'll know who he is, they'll know he's a big coach, and he'll be afforded respect. And that, my friend, buys favours with the referees. We need to change up. Now is the time. That's all I'm going to say as we close this down. But Guatemala, I tell you, I give you credit. I really do. You played a great game in CONCACAF. It stifled, it killed our game. The red card booted us in the nuts. And the rest is history, thanks to Jesse Marsch. Because when you go down and you need somebody to be there as a leader, today we didn't have one. And it isn't the first time. And Canada has played a few games without a guy on the side leading this team. Out of all of what we've had with the Gold Cup, we now know we need a coach. When Canada Day gets here, go out, have a blast, celebrate, get the red and white all over the place, put the flags out, have a fantastic time. Don't be thinking about this, but thinking about the future, the World Cup, the next 4 games we've got coming, every watch along here, guaranteed, and you'll get more passion and more honesty that you don't get on TV. Because you're there, I'm here, we're one. Guys, get on your day, have a fantastic one. Don't be too down. These times happen. But a kick in the ass and a new coach might not be the bad thing after all. And there's been a few of you that said, we do need a kick up the butt. Leaving you with the kick up the butt, I think we just got one. I'm looking for things to change. Are you?